What if the secret to navigating life's challenges has been hidden in plain sight for over 2,000 years? Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who once ruled the vast and turbulent empire, wasn't just a leader of armies or nations. He was a philosopher, a seeker of wisdom, and the author of one of the most profound works of self-reflection ever written, Meditations. Despite the weight of ruling an empire during wars, plagues, and political turmoil, Marcus Aurelius turned inward, crafting a philosophy that remains as relevant today as it was in ancient times. In a world where anxiety, uncertainty, and distractions seem to dominate our lives, Marcus Aurelius reminds us that true strength comes from within. His life and teachings embody the core principles of Stoicism: self-discipline, resilience, and virtue. But what makes him stand out as the ultimate Stoic role model, and why should his timeless wisdom matter to you today? Stay with us as we uncover 20 compelling reasons why his philosophy can inspire and transform the way you approach life, no matter what challenges you face. Now turning to the first reason, Marcus Aurelius truly embodied the concept of the philosopher-king, a vision famously described by Plato as the ideal ruler. This idea goes beyond mere political authority. It speaks to a leader who governs with wisdom, virtue, and an unwavering commitment to morality. For Marcus Aurelius, these were not abstract ideals. He actively lived them every single day, even while bearing the immense responsibility of ruling the Roman Empire. Instead of succumbing to the temptations of power, he used his position to practice what he believed Stoicism was all about: leading by example, striving for self-improvement, and prioritizing the greater good over personal gain. His daily reflections, captured in Meditations, reveal a man deeply concerned with doing what was right rather than what was easy. In a world where many leaders sought to expand their empires by any means necessary, Marcus Aurelius focused on ethical governance, ensuring fairness and justice in his decisions. He proved that leadership grounded in philosophy was not only possible but powerful. By merging wisdom and strength, he showed that a ruler could be both principled and effective, setting a timeless example for anyone in a position of influence. Now turning to the second reason, Marcus Aurelius gifted the world one of the most influential works of Stoic philosophy, Meditations. What makes this text so remarkable is that it was never intended for public consumption. It was his personal journal, a space where he could reflect, question, and reinforce his commitment to Stoic principles. This raw honesty is what makes Meditations so profoundly relatable. Unlike a polished treatise meant to impress others, his writings provide an unfiltered window into the thoughts of a man striving daily to be better, facing doubts, acknowledging shortcomings, and reminding himself of the values he aspired to live by. It is this authenticity that continues to resonate with readers across the centuries. Meditations is not just a book, it is a timeless guide for navigating the challenges of life. Whether it is learning to manage stress, cope with loss, or find clarity amidst chaos, its lessons are as relevant today as they were in ancient Rome. At its core, the work reminds us that true strength lies in mastering our own minds. This is why Meditations has become a source of inspiration for leaders, thinkers, and anyone seeking a roadmap to inner peace and resilience. Now turning to the key lessons from Meditations, one of the most profound teachings comes from the quote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. This simple yet powerful insight encapsulates the Stoic belief that while we cannot control external circumstances, we have complete authority over our reactions and thoughts. Imagine facing a difficult situation, whether it is a sudden setback at work or a disagreement with a loved one. It is easy to feel overwhelmed or powerless, but Marcus Aurelius reminds us that true strength is found within. By shifting focus from the external to the internal, we reclaim our ability to respond with clarity and composure rather than being swept away by emotions. Another striking lesson is his reflection on impermanence. He writes, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." This encourages us to question our assumptions and approach life with humility, recognizing that our perceptions are often incomplete. It is a call to be open-minded and grounded, especially in a world filled with conflicting information. Furthermore, Marcus reminds us to embrace hardship as an opportunity for growth. His words, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way," highlight how obstacles are not merely challenges but pathways to building resilience and wisdom. In moments of struggle, whether it is navigating personal difficulties or professional pressures, this lesson inspires us to view setbacks as stepping stones to progress. These teachings from Meditations are not just philosophical musings, they are practical tools for modern life. They guide us toward emotional control, teach us to seek perspective, and encourage us to find meaning in adversity. Through these lessons, Marcus Aurelius provides a timeless framework for achieving inner peace and strength in an unpredictable world. Moving forward, let us explore how Marcus Aurelius practiced virtue even while holding immense power. As the emperor of one of the most dominant empires in history, he wielded authority that could have easily led to corruption or tyranny. Yet he chose a profoundly different path, one of humility, self-discipline, and justice. Unlike countless leaders who let power erode their integrity or prioritize personal gain, Marcus demonstrated an unwavering commitment to the Stoic ideals of moral leadership. For instance, Marcus was known for his refusal to allow his position to inflate his ego. Despite being the supreme ruler, he often viewed himself as a servant to the people, tasked with governing for the greater good rather than for his own benefit. His humility was such that he even sought criticism and was open to advice from those around him, regardless of their status. This attitude starkly contrasts with many rulers in history who silenced dissent and surrounded themselves only with flatterers. Additionally, he exemplified self-discipline, especially in rejecting the excessive luxuries that came with his rank. While he could have indulged in opulence, he chose a more modest and restrained lifestyle, staying true to the Stoic belief that virtue is far more valuable than wealth or material possessions. One notable example of his commitment to justice was his dedication to fair governance. Marcus Aurelius worked to improve the welfare of his people, implementing reforms that helped the poor and striving to maintain peace within the empire. Even while managing military campaigns, his decisions reflected a deep sense of fairness, often sparing conquered peoples from unnecessary cruelty or exploitation. This is particularly remarkable when compared to other rulers of his time who often resorted to ruthless tactics to secure their power. Through these actions, Marcus Aurelius proved that it is possible to lead with virtue, even in the face of immense power. His life serves as a powerful reminder that true strength lies not in domination, but in embodying humility, discipline, and justice. This remarkable ability to practice the ideals of Stoicism while carrying the weight of an empire not only defined his legacy, but also serves as an enduring example of ethical leadership for all generations. Now turning to the immense challenges Marcus Aurelius faced, his life was far from an existence of comfort and ease, even as an emperor. He endured a series of hardships that would test anyone's resolve, yet he met them with a grace and resilience that exemplifies the Stoic ideal. Marcus faced relentless wars, managing military campaigns that demanded not only strategic brilliance but also emotional fortitude. The constant threat of invasion and the pressure to safeguard the empire weighed heavily on his shoulders, yet he approached these trials with a calm determination, focusing only on what he could control and letting go of unnecessary fears. Adding to this, his reign was marked by a devastating plague that swept through the empire, causing widespread suffering and death. As a leader, he bore the burden of managing this crisis, making difficult decisions to preserve the welfare of his people. Instead of succumbing to despair or blaming external forces, he accepted the reality of the situation and worked tirelessly to mitigate its effects, demonstrating a profound acceptance of life's unpredictability. On a personal level, Marcus experienced the unimaginable pain of losing several of his children. The grief of these tragedies could have broken many, but Marcus used his Stoic philosophy to find strength. In his writings, he reflected on the nature of life and mortality, reminding himself and others that loss is an inevitable part of existence. These reflections allowed him to accept his pain without being consumed by it, serving as a powerful reminder to all of us that hardship, though painful, can be endured with grace. Furthermore, the political pressures he faced as emperor were immense. Surrounded by intrigue, betrayal, and the weight of governing a vast empire, Marcus remained steadfast and refused to compromise his principles for short-term gains. His ability to navigate these challenges with integrity, fairness, and emotional composure offers an inspiring model for anyone dealing with their own struggles. Through these trials, Marcus Aurelius showed that adversity, no matter how severe, can be met with courage and resilience when guided by a philosophy rooted in acceptance, virtue, and inner strength. His life reminds us that while we cannot avoid hardship, we can choose how we respond to it, transforming even the most painful experiences into opportunities for growth and wisdom. As the next chapter of his life reveals, Marcus Aurelius's endurance was not merely about surviving challenges, but transforming them into profound opportunities for growth. His Stoic mindset served as the foundation upon which he reframed suffering, allowing him to use personal and external hardships as lessons in strength and wisdom. In his personal writings, he often reflected on the transient nature of pain, reminding himself that suffering, like all things, is temporary and can be borne with dignity. For instance, in Meditations*, he wrote about viewing obstacles as a chance to cultivate virtues such as patience, resilience, and humility. Rather than seeing adversity as an enemy, he treated it as a teacher, pushing him to become a better, stronger version of himself. This mindset is something anyone can adopt when facing difficulties. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" Marcus's approach encourages us to ask, "What can I learn from this?" By shifting our perspective, we can transform even the harshest trials into stepping stones for personal growth. His ability to remain composed and reflective, even in moments of despair, demonstrates that resilience is not the absence of struggle, but the ability to find meaning and purpose within it. Through his example, Marcus Aurelius invites us to embrace hardship with an open heart and a determined spirit, showing that the true measure of strength lies not in avoiding challenges, but in how we rise to meet them. Now turning to his profound dedication to self-awareness, Marcus Aurelius mastered the art of self-reflection through his habit of daily journaling. This practice, seen throughout his writings in Meditations*, was not meant for an audience but served as a deeply personal tool to examine his thoughts, actions, and motivations. By reflecting each day, he was able to evaluate whether his actions aligned with his values and Stoic principles, allowing him to identify and address any missteps. This process of introspection wasn't about self-criticism, but about growth, understanding, and the pursuit of virtue. He used his journal as a mirror to confront his ego, reminding himself to remain humble despite his position as one of the most powerful individuals in history. This commitment to understanding himself on a deeper level helped him to stay grounded, make thoughtful decisions, and maintain a clear sense of purpose. For instance, he often wrote about the importance of focusing on what is within our control and letting go of external distractions. This timeless practice has immense value even today. Imagine taking just a few minutes each day to write down your thoughts, assess your actions, and reflect on how they align with your aspirations or values. It is a simple yet transformative habit that can offer clarity, calm, and a greater sense of self-understanding. Through his example, Marcus Aurelius demonstrates that self-reflection is not just a philosophical exercise but a practical tool for living a meaningful and intentional life. Now turning to his remarkable humility, Marcus Aurelius stands as a model for what it truly means to remain grounded, even when endowed with immense power. As the ruler of one of history's greatest empires, he had every opportunity to yield to arrogance, yet he consciously chose humility at every turn. Marcus often reminded himself that, like all people, he was subject to the same human limitations. He would age, fall ill, and ultimately pass away. This recognition of his own mortality helped him avoid the trap of self-importance. In his writings, he frequently reflected on his role as just one small part of the vast interconnected whole of nature, emphasizing that no individual, not even an emperor, is inherently more significant than another. Marcus treated those around him with respect, regardless of their rank or status, and his leadership reflected this philosophy. For example, he valued the input of his advisors and sought to understand differing points of view rather than dismissing them out of pride. He even expressed gratitude to his teachers and mentors in meditations, acknowledging their contributions to his character and success. This attitude of gratitude and humility contrasts sharply with the behavior of many leaders who let power cloud their judgment. His ability to recognize his own flaws and consistently strive to improve himself further showcased his humility. By admitting that he was a work in progress, Marcus demonstrated that true strength lies not in pretending to have all the answers, but in remaining open to growth. His example reminds us that genuine respect for others, no matter their position, and an honest appraisal of our own limitations are timeless virtues that anyone can cultivate. Moving forward, Marcus Aurelius's steadfast commitment to reason over emotion serves as yet another pillar of his exemplary Stoic character. He consistently emphasized the importance of logic and rational thinking as tools to navigate life's complexities. For Marcus, the faculty of reason was what distinguished humans from other beings, and he believed it was our duty to use it to guide our decisions, rather than letting fleeting emotions take the reins. In meditations, he repeatedly urged himself to remain calm and composed, even in the face of challenges or provocations. He understood that while emotions like anger or fear are natural, they are often poor advisors when it comes to making sound choices. Instead of reacting impulsively, Marcus advocated pausing to assess situations through the lens of reason and aligning actions with what is virtuous and just. For instance, when dealing with conflicts, he would reflect on the motivations and perspectives of others, reframing his own thoughts to avoid bitterness or resentment. This practice of detachment from immediate emotions helped him maintain clarity and fairness, even in the most trying circumstances. His approach is incredibly relevant today, as we often face situations that provoke impatience, frustration, or impulsive responses. Whether it's a heated exchange in a personal relationship or the stress of making critical decisions at work. Marcus's writings challenge us to pause, breathe, and ask ourselves, what is truly within my control, and how can I act in accordance with reason rather than reacting out of emotion? He reminds us that clarity and rationality are always within reach if we choose to cultivate them. By managing his emotions through reason, Marcus not only maintained his composure, but also ensured that his actions reflected the higher principles of Stoicism. His example continues to inspire us to embrace logic as a means of mastering our own lives and fostering better relationships with others. With the next phase of the journey in sight, Marcus Aurelius's dedication to living in accordance with nature unveils another profound aspect of his Stoic philosophy. For Marcus, the natural order was not just a concept but a guiding principle that shaped his worldview and his actions. He believed that everything in the universe is interconnected, with each part playing a role in the greater whole. In his writings, he often reflected on how human beings are a small yet significant component of this vast natural system. By recognizing this interconnectedness, Marcus urged himself and others to act in harmony with nature, accepting life's ebbs and flows without resistance. A central theme in his philosophy was embracing the impermanence of life. Marcus contemplated mortality not as a source of fear but as a reminder to focus on what truly matters. In Meditations*, he wrote about the transient nature of all things, encouraging the acceptance of change as an intrinsic part of existence. He viewed life's fleeting moments as opportunities to align oneself with virtue and purpose, rather than clinging to what is beyond our control. This perspective allowed him to find peace amidst the chaos and uncertainty of his role as emperor. In today's world, his wisdom challenges us to rethink how we approach modern life's pressures and uncertainties. When we see ourselves as part of a greater whole, like Marcus did, it becomes easier to let go of self-centered fears and embrace a more grounded, purposeful existence. Whether it's appreciating the beauty of nature, finding meaning in simple daily actions, or accepting life's inevitable changes, Marcus's teachings on living in accordance with nature inspire us to see the bigger picture. By understanding that everything is connected and impermanent, we can cultivate a sense of calm and clarity, even in times of turmoil. His reflections remind us that true harmony comes from aligning our actions and attitudes with the natural rhythm of life itself. Now turning to Marcus Aurelius's unwavering commitment to justice and fairness, we uncover yet another cornerstone of his Stoic philosophy. For Marcus, justice was not merely an abstract ideal but a practical virtue that shaped his governance and personal conduct. As emperor, he consistently prioritized the welfare of his people, particularly the most vulnerable. Historical accounts highlight his efforts to improve the lives of the poor, ensuring that policies were enacted to alleviate their struggles. For instance, he implemented measures to provide financial support for orphans and widows, demonstrating his belief in the importance of compassion and equity. Moreover, Marcus Aurelius displayed remarkable tolerance for differing opinions. Despite being in a position of unparalleled power, he never sought to impose his beliefs on others or silence opposing voices. Instead, he fostered an environment of mutual respect and dialogue, aligning with the Stoic view that everyone has a role to play in the greater good. This approach not only strengthened his leadership but also served as a reminder that true authority is earned through fairness and understanding, not coercion or tyranny. In both his writings and actions, Marcus emphasized the necessity of treating others with dignity and acting in a way that upholds the collective well-being. His perspective on justice extended beyond laws and governance. It was deeply rooted in the Stoic principle of living in harmony with nature and recognizing the interconnectedness of humanity. By advocating for fairness, he exemplified how ethical leadership can inspire trust and unity. In our own lives, Marcus's dedication to justice challenges us to evaluate how we treat others and approach decision-making. Whether in personal relationships, workplaces, or communities, his example encourages us to act with integrity, respect, and compassion. Justice, as Marcus Aurelius practiced it, is not just a timeless virtue, it is a guiding light for creating a more equitable and harmonious world. Moving forward, we delve into how Marcus Aurelius masterfully balanced strength with compassion, a trait that truly set him apart as a leader and as a Stoic role model. While it is easy to associate strength with rigidity or emotional detachment, Marcus redefined this concept by intertwining resilience with empathy. As a ruler, he carried the immense weight of leading a vast empire, requiring unwavering discipline and decisiveness. Yet, he never allowed this responsibility to erode his humanity. Instead, he demonstrated that true strength lies in caring deeply for others while maintaining composure and rationality. One remarkable example of this balance is found in his treatment of those who opposed him. Rather than reacting with vengeance or cruelty, Marcus often responded with understanding and restraint. In his writings, he frequently reflected on the idea that even those who act wrongly do so out of ignorance, and they deserve guidance rather than hostility. This approach not only preserved peace, but also showcased his belief in the inherent worth of every individual, regardless of their faults. In his personal relationships, Marcus displayed similar compassion. Despite his demanding role as emperor, he remained a devoted father and husband, striving to nurture his family with care and patience. His reflections in Meditations reveal a man who valued connection and kindness, even amidst the chaos of political life. For Marcus, Stoic strength was never about suppressing emotions or distancing oneself from others. Instead, it was about using wisdom to channel those emotions into purposeful, compassionate actions that uplift rather than harm. In our own lives, his example reminds us that being strong does not mean being unfeeling. Whether we are leading a team, supporting loved ones, or facing personal challenges, Marcus encourages us to approach every situation with a steady mind and a warm heart. Strength and compassion are not opposing forces, they are complementary virtues that, when balanced, can drive us toward a more thoughtful and meaningful way of living. Now turning to another defining aspect of Marcus Aurelius' Stoic mindset, we explore his unwavering practice of gratitude. Gratitude for Marcus was not just a fleeting emotion, but a deliberate and consistent habit, deeply rooted in his reflections. In his writings, particularly in the opening passages of Meditations, he meticulously acknowledges the virtues and lessons he learned from the people around him, his parents, his mentors, and even his adversaries. This habit of identifying and appreciating the good in others and in his circumstances served as a foundation for his resilience and contentment. Even amidst the trials of his life, a reign marked by wars, plagues, and personal losses, Marcus found reasons to be thankful. By cultivating gratitude, he demonstrated that no matter how challenging life becomes, there is always something to value and appreciate. The importance of gratitude in Stoic philosophy is profound. It teaches us to focus on what we have rather than dwell on what we lack, thereby reducing feelings of entitlement and dissatisfaction. Marcus's reflections remind us that gratitude is not about ignoring life's difficulties, but about training the mind to recognize the blessings that coexist with those challenges. For instance, instead of lamenting the hardships of leadership, he expressed gratitude for the opportunity to serve others and grow through adversity. This perspective gave him a sense of peace and purpose, even under immense pressure. In our own lives, adopting Marcus Aurelius' practice of gratitude can be transformative. Start by taking a moment each day to reflect on the people, experiences, or even small moments that bring value to your life. Write them down, as Marcus did, to create a habit of conscious appreciation. When faced with difficulties, try to seek out the lessons or hidden opportunities within them. Practicing gratitude does not mean ignoring pain or hardship. It means acknowledging the full spectrum of life and choosing to focus on the elements that nourish and uplift us. By following Marcus's example, we can cultivate a mindset that not only fosters contentment, but also strengthens our ability to navigate life's challenges with grace and perspective. Moving forward, we delve into another profound aspect of Marcus Aurelius' Stoic philosophy, his acceptance of mortality. Far from being morbid, Marcus's reflections on death were deeply liberating and practical, offering a powerful reminder to live with intention and clarity. In his writings, he often emphasized the fleeting nature of life, urging himself to remain grounded in the present and focused on what truly matters. For instance, in Meditations, he wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." This statement encapsulates the essence of his perspective, that by embracing the inevitability of death, we are freed from distractions and trivial concerns, allowing us to direct our energy toward meaning and virtue. Marcus Aurelius viewed mortality not as a source of fear but as a natural and inevitable process, one that gives life its significance. He often compared human existence to the cycles of nature, where death is simply part of the greater whole. This mindset helped him maintain perspective, even amidst the immense responsibilities and hardships of his reign. By acknowledging life's impermanence, he found clarity in decision-making and a sense of peace in his daily actions. Instead of being overwhelmed by the pressures of his position, he recognized that his time, like everyone else's, was limited and invaluable. This awareness pushed him to act with purpose, kindness, and integrity, knowing that these were the qualities that would endure beyond the span of his physical life. In our own lives, applying Marcus Aurelius's wisdom about mortality can inspire us to appreciate the time we have. Instead of fearing the end, we can use the knowledge of life's impermanence to let go of grudges, live authentically, and prioritize what truly matters. It encourages us to cherish our relationships, pursue our goals, and remain present in the moment. As Marcus taught, reflecting on death does not diminish life. It enriches it, reminding us to focus on what is meaningful and to live fully in the time we are given. Moving forward, we explore how Marcus Aurelius embodied the principle of teaching through example, a hallmark of his leadership and philosophy. Marcus understood that actions speak louder than words, and he consistently demonstrated the Stoic virtues he valued: humility, justice, resilience, and self-discipline in his daily life. As a Roman emperor, he had the authority to enforce his beliefs or demand loyalty through coercion, yet he chose a different path. He believed in earning respect and admiration through his own conduct, showing others the power of living virtuously rather than merely preaching it. His integrity and consistency inspired those around him, from his closest advisors to the broader Roman citizenry, to strive for higher moral standards. For instance, despite being the most powerful man in the empire, Marcus refused to indulge in luxury or excess, staying true to the Stoic ideals of simplicity and moderation. Rather than giving speeches about the importance of humility, he exemplified it by treating others with respect, regardless of their social status. This approach fostered trust and loyalty, and demonstrated that true leadership comes from character, not commands. Moreover, during times of crisis such as wars and plagues, he remained calm and steadfast, modeling resilience and rational decision-making. His actions reassured his people and set a standard for how challenges should be faced with courage and composure. In today's world, Marcus Aurelius's approach reminds us of the enduring power of leading by example. Whether in personal relationships, workplaces, or communities, our actions often have a greater impact than our words. By embodying the values we wish to see in others: kindness, fairness, and perseverance, we can inspire change and earn genuine respect. Marcus's life proves that teaching through example is not only the most effective way to lead, but also the most authentic, creating a legacy that endures far beyond words or titles. Now turning to Marcus Aurelius's lifelong pursuit of wisdom, we see another remarkable aspect of his character that solidifies his place as a Stoic role model. Despite his position as one of the most powerful individuals in history, Marcus never allowed arrogance or complacency to cloud his judgment. He understood that true wisdom is not a destination but a continuous journey. Throughout his life, he actively sought out knowledge not only from Stoicism but also from other philosophies and thinkers of his time. This demonstrates a profound intellectual humility, a recognition that there is always more to learn, no matter one's status or accomplishments. Marcus surrounded himself with advisors and mentors who could challenge his thinking and broaden his perspective. He drew lessons from traditions like Epicureanism and Platonism, integrating useful insights with his Stoic foundation. He wrote extensively in his personal journal, what we now know as *Meditations*, not as a means to showcase his intellect but as a tool for self-reflection and growth. This habit highlights his discipline and determination to align his actions with his principles, constantly evaluating his thoughts and decisions against the measure of reason and virtue. In today's fast-paced, information-saturated world, Marcus Aurelius's commitment to lifelong learning serves as a timeless reminder of the value of intellectual humility. It challenges us to remain curious, open-minded, and willing to grow. Whether by reading widely, engaging in meaningful conversations, or reflecting on our own experiences, we too can embrace the Stoic ideal of seeking wisdom as a lifelong endeavor. Marcus's example teaches us that true strength lies not in knowing everything but in the willingness to admit that we do not, and in the resolve to continue learning every step of the way. Now turning to Marcus Aurelius's approach to desires and materialism, we uncover yet another dimension of his Stoic mastery. Despite his immense power and access to limitless wealth, he was remarkably indifferent to luxury and material possessions. Marcus believed that true contentment came not from external goods but from cultivating inner virtue and tranquility. He lived modestly even as an emperor, prioritizing simplicity over extravagance. His writings in *Meditations* reflect this mindset, urging us to see material things for what they truly are: temporary and often unnecessary distractions from what really matters. In one passage, he reminds himself and us that no object or indulgence can ever provide lasting happiness, for genuine fulfillment lies in our character and actions. Marcus's choice to lead a life of moderation is particularly striking when compared to the excesses often associated with rulers of his time. While many succumbed to greed and indulgence, Marcus remained focused on his duties and personal growth. He consciously avoided the traps of extravagance, understanding that chasing wealth and status could cloud judgment and breed restlessness. This perspective offers a powerful counterpoint to the consumer-driven mindset that dominates much of modern life. In a world that constantly tempts us to equate success with possessions, Marcus's example challenges us to redefine what we truly value. Applying this wisdom today, we can practice mindfulness in our relationship with material goods. By distinguishing between needs and wants, we can shift our focus from accumulating more to appreciating what we already have. This could mean decluttering our lives, resisting the urge to compare ourselves with others, or finding satisfaction in meaningful experiences rather than physical items. Marcus Aurelius's disdain for materialism invites us to find freedom in simplicity, reminding us that the less we are tethered to possessions, the more room we create for inner peace and virtue. It is a timeless lesson in prioritizing what truly matters, one that can bring greater clarity and purpose to our lives. Moving forward, let's delve into Marcus Aurelius's remarkable ability to champion emotional resilience, a cornerstone of his Stoic philosophy. As a ruler navigating the turbulence of war, political intrigue, and personal loss, Marcus's life was a constant test of emotional steadiness. Yet through it all, he managed to remain composed and centered, demonstrating an extraordinary capacity to handle emotional challenges without being overwhelmed by them. His secret lay in the Stoic principles he practiced daily, tools that not only helped him endure but thrive under immense pressure. One of Marcus's most effective strategies for managing emotions was journaling, a habit he cultivated through his work *Meditations*. In it, he frequently confronted his frustrations, fears, and doubts, transforming them into opportunities for self-reflection. Growth. This act of writing allowed him to process his emotions in a constructive way, turning chaotic feelings into clarity and wisdom. For anyone overwhelmed by the complexities of modern life, adopting a similar practice can be transformative. By putting thoughts onto paper, we can untangle our emotions, identify their roots, and approach them with greater understanding and control. Marcus also mastered the art of reframing perspectives, another tool he used to maintain emotional resilience. Rather than viewing hardships as insurmountable obstacles, he saw them as challenges that could strengthen character. For instance, when facing adversity, Marcus reminded himself that every difficulty is an opportunity to exercise virtues like patience, courage, and self-discipline. In essence, he reframed setbacks as stepping stones to personal growth. Applying this mindset today, we can use reframing to shift our perspective on setbacks, viewing them not as failures but as valuable lessons that shape our resilience. Lastly, Marcus emphasized the importance of focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot. In his writings, he repeatedly advised against wasting energy on external circumstances beyond our influence. Instead, he encouraged directing our efforts toward cultivating inner strength and virtue, the true sources of stability and peace. This principle remains profoundly relevant in a world filled with uncertainties. By redirecting our attention to our responses and actions, we can build a sense of calm even in the face of chaos. Marcus Aurelius's ability to remain composed in the most trying times offers a timeless guide to mastering emotional resilience, empowering us to handle life's challenges with grace and fortitude. With the next phase of the journey in sight, let's explore Marcus Aurelius's profound belief in universal brotherhood, a principle that anchored much of his Stoic philosophy. Marcus viewed all humans as part of a larger, interconnected whole, bound together by a shared reason and a common destiny. This perspective led him to emphasize values such as cooperation, mutual respect, and the inherent dignity of every individual, regardless of their social status or background. He frequently reminded himself and others that every person is a thread in the vast fabric of humanity, and when one thread is cut, the entire fabric weakens. This belief in collective responsibility shaped his leadership and personal relationships, inspiring a sense of unity and compassion. In his writings, Marcus often reflected on this interconnectedness, urging himself to rise above personal grievances and see the greater good. He believed that by serving others and contributing to the well-being of society, one could fulfill their moral duty and live in harmony with nature. His approach to leadership was deeply rooted in this principle. Instead of ruling with tyranny or self-interest, Marcus worked to ensure fairness and justice for all, understanding that the strength of his empire depended on the well-being of its people. He saw his role not as one of domination but of service, a lesson that remains deeply relevant in today's world. This belief in universal brotherhood aligns remarkably with modern ideas of global citizenship and empathy. In a world divided by borders, cultures, and ideologies, Marcus's teachings remind us of the importance of looking beyond differences to our shared humanity. By fostering an attitude of cooperation and understanding, we can build bridges across divides and address challenges that affect us all. Whether it's climate change, social inequality, or global health crises, the concept of universal brotherhood encourages us to work together for solutions, recognizing that no one thrives alone. Marcus Aurelius's commitment to this ideal is a timeless call to action. It challenges us to see ourselves not as isolated individuals but as part of a greater whole, responsible for lifting each other up. By embracing this perspective, we can cultivate empathy, strengthen our communities, and contribute to a more just and compassionate world, carrying forth the legacy of a man who saw all of humanity as a single family. Now turning to the next insight, let's explore how Marcus Aurelius exemplified the Stoic principle of living in the present moment, a practice that serves as a cornerstone of Stoicism. Marcus believed that the present is the only time truly within our control, and that dwelling on the past or obsessing over the future only leads to unnecessary suffering. In his writings, he often reminded himself to focus on the task at hand, to approach each moment with full attention, and to embrace the here and now as an opportunity to act with virtue and purpose. One powerful quote from Meditations captures this sentiment perfectly. Confine yourself to the present. This simple but profound reminder encapsulates the essence of his philosophy that life unfolds in the present, and our energy is best spent engaging fully with it. To Marcus, letting go of the past meant releasing regrets and grievances that no longer served a purpose. He recognized that yesterday's mistakes or losses cannot be changed and that clinging to them only drains the mind of its strength for the present. Similarly, he urged against agonizing over the uncertainties of the future, as worrying does nothing to influence outcomes we cannot control. By reframing his perspective, Marcus showed that peace of mind comes from placing trust in one's ability to handle whatever the present brings, instead of being paralyzed by anxiety over what might come next. This mindset allowed him to remain calm and focused, even in the face of immense personal and political challenges. This philosophy is as relevant now as it was in ancient times. In a world filled with distractions, pressures, and uncertainties, the ability to stay rooted in the present moment is a powerful tool for reducing stress and cultivating mindfulness. One actionable way to adopt this mindset is through simple practices like mindfulness meditation, where you bring your attention to your breath or the sensations around you, gently redirecting your focus whenever your mind drifts. Another effective method is journaling, where you can reflect on your thoughts and identify patterns of worry about the past or future, helping you to center yourself in the present. Even pausing for a few moments during your day to express gratitude for what you have right now can anchor your mind in the moment, aligning your thoughts with Marcus's teachings. By choosing to focus on the present moment, we can free ourselves from the burdens of regret and fear, cultivating a sense of clarity and peace that empowers us to live more purposefully. Marcus Aurelius's reflections remind us that life is not something to be endlessly planned or relived, but something to be experienced fully, moment by moment. His ability to embrace this principle in the midst of his demanding life as an emperor shows us that no matter our circumstances, the present moment holds the potential for courage, wisdom, and growth. Now turning to Marcus Aurelius's commitment to simplicity and moderation, we find a powerful example of how living with less can lead to a life of greater focus and fulfillment. Despite his immense power and wealth as a Roman emperor, Marcus was deeply cautious of indulgence, understanding that excess often distracts from what truly matters. In his writings, he frequently reflected on the fleeting nature of material possessions and the importance of prioritizing inner virtue over external wealth. He believed that true contentment came not from accumulating luxuries, but from aligning one's actions with values like wisdom, justice, and humility. By stripping away unnecessary desires, Marcus Aurelius freed himself to concentrate fully on self-improvement and serving his people with integrity. This principle extends far beyond the material world. Simplicity, as Marcus embraced it, also meant clearing mental clutter, resisting the endless barrage of worries and unproductive thoughts that can cloud judgment and steal joy. He encouraged cultivating a disciplined mind, focusing energy on what can be controlled and letting go of distractions that contribute little to personal growth or well-being. His approach to life teaches us that simplicity is not about deprivation, but about clarity and intentional choice to center our attention on what truly enriches the soul. To incorporate this philosophy into modern life, start with small but impactful changes. Simplify your daily routines by prioritizing tasks that align with your most important goals, letting go of unproductive habits that drain your energy. Practice gratitude by acknowledging the abundance already in your life, rather than constantly chasing more. Decluttering your physical spaces can also have a profound effect on mental clarity. A clean, organized environment often mirrors and supports a focused mind. Finally, consider setting limits on distractions like excessive screen time or unnecessary commitments, allowing you to reclaim your time for meaningful pursuits. By valuing simplicity and moderation, we make room for the things that truly matter: our relationships, our personal growth, and our ability to contribute positively to the world. Marcus Aurelius's disciplined approach to living reminds us that a simpler life is not only a freer one, but also a path to lasting fulfillment and inner peace. It is his steadfast adherence to these principles, even amidst the extravagance and complexity of his imperial role, that makes him such an inspiring Stoic role model. As we embrace simplicity, we not only honor Marcus's teachings but also create the conditions for our own personal growth and happiness. Moving forward, let us reflect on the remarkable legacy left behind by Marcus Aurelius, a legacy that continues to inspire and guide people across generations. His life and teachings have stood the test of time, influencing not only the philosophical world but also countless leaders, thinkers, and everyday individuals seeking wisdom and balance in their lives. Through his work Meditations, Marcus Aurelius gifted us a profound collection of thoughts that transcends the boundaries of time and culture. These writings, originally intended as his private reflections, have become a timeless manual for navigating the complexities of life with clarity and restraint. Thinkers throughout history, from Renaissance philosophers to modern-day scholars, have drawn upon his insights to explore themes of virtue, resilience, and the power of rational thought. His influence extends beyond academia and into the realm of personal development. Many have turned to his teachings for practical guidance on how to face adversity, cultivate patience, and live a life rooted in purpose and integrity. His emphasis on mindfulness, self-discipline, and universal connectedness resonates deeply in today's fast-paced, often fragmented world. Leaders, too, continue to find inspiration in Marcus Aurelius's example, admiring his ability to govern with compassion and fairness while upholding ethical principles even in the face of immense challenges. His model of leadership, blending strength with humility, serves as a powerful counterpoint to more self-serving approaches seen throughout history. What makes his legacy truly extraordinary is its universal applicability. The core of his philosophy, focusing on what can be controlled, embracing the impermanence of life, and living in alignment with nature, holds relevance for anyone, regardless of their circumstances or background. Marcus Aurelius's wisdom serves as an enduring beacon, reminding us that greatness is not found in power, wealth, or fame, but in the consistent pursuit of virtue and a life well lived. As we look back on his life and teachings, we see not only the impact he had on those around him, but also the ripple effects that continue to shape lives and minds 2 millennia later. With the next phase of the journey in sight, let us delve into the actionable lessons we can draw from Marcus Aurelius's enduring legacy. At the heart of his philosophy lies a timeless wisdom that speaks directly to the challenges we face today. For those grappling with anxiety, Marcus Aurelius reminds us to focus on what is within our control. He teaches that worrying about external events or unforeseen outcomes only drains our energy and clouds our judgment. Instead, by redirecting our attention to our own thoughts and actions, we can find clarity and inner peace. His reflections encourage us to approach each day with purpose, treating challenges as opportunities to strengthen our character and grow in resilience. For those navigating the complexities of ambition, Marcus Aurelius offers a grounded perspective. He warns against becoming consumed by the pursuit of status or wealth, urging instead a focus on virtue and the fulfillment of one's duties. His writings challenge us to ask, are we striving for external validation, or are we working towards something meaningful and aligned with our values? This perspective can act as a compass, steering us towards a life of integrity rather than one spent chasing fleeting rewards. Ambition, when guided by wisdom, becomes a powerful tool for creating lasting impact rather than a trap of endless dissatisfaction. When it comes to relationships, Marcus Aurelius highlights the importance of empathy and understanding. He reminds us to recognize the shared humanity of those around us, patiently accepting their imperfections just as we must accept our own. In his reflections, he urges compassion over judgment and collaboration over conflict, providing a model for building stronger, more harmonious connections with others. His belief in universal brotherhood teaches us to see ourselves as members of a larger community, interconnected and reliant upon one another. This mindset fosters not only personal growth but also a sense of responsibility to contribute positively to the world around us. Marcus Aurelius's legacy is one of practical wisdom, accessible to anyone willing to embrace it. He shows us that we can face life's challenges with courage, pursue our ambitions with virtue, and nurture our relationships with empathy. By applying these lessons, we move closer to living a life that is not only fulfilling, but also deeply rooted in Stoic principles of strength, clarity, and purpose. And in doing so, we ourselves can become a part of his enduring legacy, carrying forward his timeless teachings into the modern world. Now turning to applying Stoicism to modern life, Marcus Aurelius's philosophy offers practical tools that remain remarkably relevant in today's fast-paced world. To start, his emphasis on focusing on what we can control provides a powerful antidote to the stress and uncertainty many of us face daily. Imagine a morning where instead of letting a delayed train or an unexpected email ruin your entire day, you pause and remind yourself that these events are beyond your influence. By choosing to concentrate on your reactions rather than the situations themselves, you reclaim your peace of mind and can respond with clarity and composure. This simple yet profound shift in perspective allows you to approach challenges with a sense of calm resilience rather than frustration. Another way to incorporate Stoicism is by practicing daily gratitude, much like Marcus Aurelius did in his writings. At the end of each day, take a few moments to reflect on what went well, no matter how small. It might be the kindness of a stranger, the satisfaction of completing a task, or even just a breath of fresh air. This habit not only fosters contentment but also trains your mind to focus on the positive aspects of life, reducing feelings of entitlement and frustration. Gratitude, as Marcus Aurelius shows us, is a key to unlocking a richer, more fulfilling experience of the present moment. Equally important is his lesson on rising above fleeting emotions and using reason to guide our decisions. Picture a situation where a heated argument or unexpected criticism could lead to a rash reaction. Instead, by pausing and reflecting on whether the anger serves a meaningful purpose, you can respond in a way that aligns with your values. This practice of tempering impulsive emotions with rational thought helps you maintain control and handle situations with grace, whether at work, in relationships, or during personal challenges. Another timeless principle is his view on living in harmony with nature. This doesn't necessarily mean retreating into the wilderness, but rather embracing simplicity and recognizing your place within the greater whole. In today's world of constant distractions, this could mean setting aside time to disconnect from screens and reconnect with the people and environment around you. By doing so, you not only restore balance but also cultivate a sense of groundedness that helps you navigate life's complexities with greater ease and perspective. Finally, Marcus Aurelius reminds us of the profound value of self-reflection. His habit of journaling allowed him to evaluate his actions, align with his principles, and continuously strive for self-improvement. You can adopt this practice by spending even a few minutes each evening asking yourself questions like, did I act in line with my values today? What can I improve tomorrow? This act of introspection fosters personal growth and ensures that each day is a step toward becoming the best version of yourself. By integrating these Stoic principles into everyday life, we discover a framework that promotes balance, clarity, and resilience. Marcus Aurelius's teachings remind us that even in a chaotic world, we have the power to cultivate inner peace, build meaningful relationships, and strive towards a life of virtue and purpose. With the next phase of the journey in sight, let us step back in time to visualize the world in which Marcus Aurelius lived, a world both awe-inspiring and deeply challenging. The Roman Empire during his reign was a vast, sprawling territory stretching across Europe, North Africa, and parts of Asia, bringing together diverse cultures, languages, and traditions. Yet this immense empire was anything but peaceful. Marcus Aurelius ascended to power during a period marked by relentless wars, political intrigue, and widespread unrest. The northern borders were under constant threat from invading tribes, while in the east the empire faced conflict with the Parthian Empire. On top of these external pressures, a devastating plague swept through the empire, claiming countless lives and destabilizing communities. As emperor, Marcus Aurelius bore the weight of these immense challenges. Imagine the pressure of balancing military strategy, political stability, and the welfare of millions, all while navigating the personal grief of losing several of his children. Yet, through it all, he turned to Stoicism as his anchor. Instead of succumbing to despair or tyranny, Marcus Aurelius embraced the Stoic principle of focusing only on what was within his control, his actions, his decisions, and his character. This allowed him to remain calm and composed even in the face of chaos, setting a powerful example for those around him. Culturally, the Roman Empire during Marcus Aurelius's time was a melting pot of ideas and philosophies. While Stoicism was a guiding force for him, other schools of thought such as Epicureanism, Cynicism, and even early Christianity were beginning to influence the intellectual landscape. Marcus Aurelius's ability to engage with these ideas while staying true to his Stoic values demonstrates his open-mindedness and intellectual humility. This cultural richness, combined with the high stakes of ruling one of history's greatest empires, makes his reliance on Stoicism all the more extraordinary. Through this vivid historical context, we see the true depth of Marcus Aurelius's character. He was not merely a philosopher in theory, but a leader who actively applied Stoic principles to navigate one of the most turbulent periods in history. His example shows us that philosophy is not just an abstract pursuit, but a practical toolkit for facing life's greatest trials with courage, wisdom, and integrity. Now turning to debunking misconceptions about Marcus Aurelius, it's essential to separate the man from the mythology that often surrounds him. One common misunderstanding is that Marcus Aurelius was merely a detached philosopher, lost in abstract ideals while ignoring the pressing realities of his time. In truth, he was anything but detached. His writings in Meditations reveal a man deeply engaged with the challenges of his world and heavily burdened by the responsibilities of leadership. Far from being an isolated thinker, Marcus Aurelius actively applied Stoic philosophy to the practicalities of ruling an empire. His focus on service, justice, and the welfare of others demonstrates a leader who was profoundly connected to the people he governed. Another misconception is the tendency to overly idealize him as a perfect Stoic, free from flaws or contradictions. While his life and writings are undeniably inspiring, Marcus Aurelius himself was human, prone to struggles and imperfections just like anyone else. He admitted to battling frustration, self-doubt, and even moments of despair. The beauty of his legacy lies not in being flawless, but in his relentless effort to rise above these challenges. His humility in acknowledging his weaknesses, paired with his commitment to self-improvement, paints a more complete and relatable picture of his character. Some also question whether his Stoicism was genuine or merely a convenient facade to maintain political authority. However, his personal writings, never intended for public view, disprove this notion. They provide a rare glimpse into his genuine, introspective efforts to live in accordance with Stoic virtues even when no one was watching. This authenticity reveals a man who sought wisdom and virtue not as a show of power but as a personal guide to navigate the complexities of life. By addressing these misconceptions, we see Marcus Aurelius not as a distant, idealized figure, but as a relatable human being who used Stoicism to confront the same struggles and uncertainties we face today. This nuanced understanding enriches his legacy and reminds us that greatness is not about being perfect, but about striving to live with integrity amid life's imperfections. Moving forward, let us compare the timeless wisdom of Marcus Aurelius's Stoicism with the often fleeting nature of modern self-help philosophies. In today's world, self-help literature and advice often focus on quick fixes, emphasizing external achievements such as financial success, social status, or personal gratification. While these approaches can provide temporary motivation, they frequently gloss over the deeper, more lasting foundations of a fulfilled life. Stoicism, as exemplified by Marcus Aurelius, takes a profoundly different approach. It does not promise instant relief or surface-level happiness, but instead offers tools to cultivate inner strength and resilience over time. Marcus Aurelius's Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, rather than chasing after external circumstances that are beyond our influence. This is a stark contrast to modern self-help advice that often centers on controlling or manipulating external outcomes to achieve success. For example, while many self-help philosophies encourage affirmations aimed at convincing ourselves of success, Stoicism emphasizes self-reflection and aligning our actions with our values regardless of external results. This mindset not only fosters genuine growth but also equips individuals to navigate setbacks with grace and composure. Another key difference lies in the handling of emotions. Modern self-help trends often advocate for suppressing negativity or staying positive at all costs. Stoicism, however, acknowledges the full spectrum of human emotion and encourages us to understand and accept these feelings before responding with reason and wisdom. Marcus Aurelius's writings remind us that strength comes not from denying our emotions but from mastering them, turning challenges into opportunities for growth rather than sources of despair. Additionally, Marcus Aurelius's emphasis on virtue as the highest good sets Stoicism apart from the individualistic focus of much of modern self-help. Where self-help philosophies frequently highlight personal gain or self-interest, Stoicism teaches us to live in harmony with others and contribute to the greater good. Marcus Aurelius believed that compassion, justice, and fairness were essential not only for personal well-being but for the health of society as a whole. This broader perspective encourages a sense of purpose that transcends personal desires, offering a more meaningful and lasting sense of fulfillment. By combining practical strategies for inner resilience with a commitment to ethical living, Stoicism provides a deeper and more enduring framework for navigating life's challenges. Unlike modern self-help, which often relies on fleeting trends or superficial tactics, the teachings of Marcus Aurelius offer timeless principles that resonate as powerfully today as they did in his time. This enduring relevance underscores why his philosophy is not just a tool for self-improvement, but a guide for living a life of purpose and integrity. As the next chapter unfolds, let us reflect on why Marcus Aurelius matters now, perhaps more than ever. In an era marked by constant distractions, ethical conflicts, and an overwhelming uncertainty about the future, his philosophy stands as a beacon of clarity and guidance. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that true strength lies not in controlling the uncontrollable or chasing fleeting pleasures, but in cultivating wisdom, compassion, and humility within ourselves. These principles are timeless and universal, transcending the boundaries of his era to resonate deeply with the challenges we face today. In our fast-paced world, where instant gratification often overshadows long-term purpose, Marcus Aurelius's teachings inspire us to slow down and examine what truly matters. He urges us to focus not on external validation or material success, but on living a life of virtue aligned with our highest values and committed to the well-being of others. His unwavering dedication to justice and fairness serves as a powerful reminder that our actions have the potential to shape not just our own lives, but the fabric of society itself. Equally important is his perspective on adversity. Marcus Aurelius teaches us to welcome challenges as opportunities for growth, to see obstacles not as roadblocks but as stepping stones toward resilience and self-mastery. In a time where stress and uncertainty weigh heavily on so many, his wisdom offers a profound antidote, a mindset that empowers us to rise above our circumstances and find meaning even in the face of hardship. But perhaps what makes Marcus Aurelius the ultimate Stoic role model is his humanity. Despite his position as one of the most powerful figures in history, he recognized his own flaws and approached life with humility and self-awareness. He did not see himself as above others, but as a part of the whole, interconnected with humanity and nature. This humility, combined with his relentless pursuit of self-improvement and ethical living, creates a model of leadership and personal conduct that remains as relevant now as it was 2,000 years ago. In the end, what Marcus Aurelius offers us is not just a philosophy, but a way of life. A way to navigate chaos with composure, to find purpose in service to others, and to cultivate an inner peace that no external force can shake. In today's world, his wisdom is not merely an ancient relic, but a practical guide for leading a meaningful, ethical, and resilient life. It is this enduring relevance that makes Marcus Aurelius not only a figure of the past, but a mentor for the present and the future. As we conclude this journey through the life and philosophy of Marcus Aurelius, let us revisit the profound lessons he has left behind. From his embodiment of the Philosopher-King Ideal to his meditations on humility, self-reflection, and resilience, Marcus Aurelius exemplifies a way of living that continues to inspire and guide millions across the globe. His unwavering dedication to virtue, justice, and reason, even amidst immense power and adversity, serves as a timeless reminder of what it means to lead a meaningful life. Marcus Aurelius challenges us to look inward, to confront our flaws, and to strive for self-improvement every day. He teaches us to focus on what we can control and to accept the rest with grace. In doing so, he offers not just a philosophy but a practical path to navigate the complexities of life with wisdom and composure. His legacy is a call to action for each of us to reflect on what truly matters, to live in harmony with nature and others, and to align our actions with our highest values. If there is one lesson to take away from his teachings, it is this: we all have the power to cultivate a life of purpose and inner peace, no matter the challenges we face. So, which of Marcus Aurelius's lessons resonated with you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below and let us know how his wisdom has shaped your perspective. And if you are just beginning your journey into Stoicism, why not start by reading his Meditations or even beginning your own practice of journaling? If you found value in this video, consider liking it and subscribing to our channel for more insights on philosophy and personal growth. Hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest content. Thank you for being part of this exploration, and remember, true strength comes from within. Let's continue to learn, reflect, and grow together.